Alright, welcome back to another training video at mrcross.org. In the last CSS training video, we took some time to learn a couple basic codes that we could use to basically create a CSS template for a document. And what I want to do to start this next lesson, where we're going to get some more advanced commands, is to first open up an index and a global CSS document. So you're going to have an index.html document and you're going to have a global.css document. And I'm just going to have you save them to the desktop if you would start that way. And if you've followed along, that's going to help you be able to do the exact same things I do and keep up with me. What I want you to do is get your documents exactly like I have here first. So that means get your doc type in, and we covered that in the previous lesson, and also get your style sheet linked to the global CSS, and then put a simple command on your CSS document. So what you can do is you can test that this document is connecting to this external CSS style sheet. And I always like to do that first before I actually move on, because then I know that this is working before I go doing a bunch of code, and then I can't figure out what's going on and it gets complicated. So test as you go. If it's working, you should just have a red background just like this on a document. And that's really where we want to start with. So I'm assuming at this point you're there. And here's what we're going to do first. We're going to put an image into our document using the CSS. Now, and we're going to do a background image. I just drug an image here. This is the sunset JPEG that comes with Microsoft Windows. It's going to be in your My Documents folder. And how we're going to do that is we're going to use this command, and the command is background image, and then we're going to do a space URL, and then we're going to do our bracket, single quote, sunset.jpg, end our quote, and we're going to do our bracket. And as always, when we finish a line in CSS, we're going to finish that off with a semicolon. Now what this is going to do is call that sunset image as the background image for our document. So let's go ahead and open this up and let's hit refresh. And there we go. So the document has a background image, and you'll notice that it's already repeating. So it's actually repeating the background both vertically and horizontally. Well, we don't want it to do that. We want to do no repeat in our background. And there are lots of different commands for each of these little snippets that we're learning. So be sure to check out and see what other options there are. For instance, you can have it repeat vertically or horizontally. You can tell it no repeat, which is what we're going to do. You can there's just some other options, so make sure you're checking that out. Go to one of the sites like W3 School, something like that, has all the commands, and learn that. Alright, let's go ahead and save it again, and let's go ahead and open it and see what happens now. So now it only put it just one time. That's perfect. Now one of the things I want to do is I want to position this, because I don't want the background over to the left, I want it centered. So let's do that real quick. As you might imagine, it's a very easy little command. It's background position, and that background position is going to be center. Again, more commands out there. That this is just the one we're going to use. There we go. Uh-oh, and it does kind of a weird formatting thing. Depends on the browser you use as to where it's going to actually position this. But we're going to fix this little problem that we have, and it's actually really easy to fix. I don't want my background to move with my document, so I'm going to do this other command, background attachment, and I'm going to say fixed. What this is going to do, aside from fix our little glitch that we have on this document, is it's going to put this background image in the middle of our page. It's centered, and it will not move with a scroll bar. So as we put content on this page and it gets real long and we get the little Windows scroll bar over here, this picture is going to stay fixed in that one location and is not going to move out of our frame, which is kind of what I want. Let's do this. Let's go back and let's actually create a couple div tags in our body. and let's start building our page. So we're going to do a div.header. Actually, sorry, I'm on the wrong sheet. I'm not on the CSS. We're going to do a div class, and we're going to call it equals header. And then we're going to maybe put in like Mr. Cross's websites of justice and excellence. That I almost misspelled. Then we're going to end the div tag. Perfect. So now we've got a call to a div box that we have not created, but we're going to create that right now. So we're going to go over here and we're going to say div.header. And this should be a review of the last lesson. So we've got a call to a class called header, and over here we've got the actual header. And let's do position fixed, because I don't want my header to ever move off the page. And I'm going to do a width of 845 pixels. And I want to do a height of 130 pixels. And I want to do a background color, dash color. And let's do black. And let's do a border of 5 pixels. And let's have it be solid, so the border is going to be a solid border. And let's have it do a white border. And then let's do the color of the text, because we're doing a black background. Let's have the color of the text be white. Let's do a padding in that box so that our text doesn't just mash up right with the edge of the page. And let's change our font size to 50 pixels. Alright, let's go ahead and save that and see what happens here. Make sure we save that one. Let's go back here and refresh. Perfect. So now what we've done is we've created a div box on our page. Big font. It's fixed as well. And in this case, we're going to, when we add our other box down here, this one is not going to move because we use that fixed formatting on there. Okay. These are just all a bunch of commands. They all have different properties that you're going to be able to find. So again, check them out online and see what else we got. Let's make our content box real quick. So let's go over here and say div class equals, let's say content. And this is where some content would go. And let's end our div tag as usual. And let's go back over here and let's do div dot, and what do we call it, content, and put our bracket. I always close my bracket right away. And let's go ahead and do a position relative, and let's add top. And this is going to bump it off the top of the page, and let's do 165 pixels. And let's do left 245 pixels, and that will allow us to put another column over there. Let's do our width at 600 pixels. Let's do our height at 1200 pixels. And let's do a padding on that one of 10 pixels. And let's add a border as well, and we'll do 5 pixels, and let's have it be solid and white again, and let's go ahead and just leave it at that. We can add some more options later. Let's go ahead and file save, and again, I save every time just so I can check and make sure that this is working. Excellent. So what we've done now is we've created an additional box where we will put a bunch of text, and this box you'll barely see right up here, and it's going to make more sense in the next lesson. Is it actually going to move with our page? And we're going to end this lesson, and I'm going to have another part just right after this, and that part we're going to add another box, and you're going to see how this all kind of gels and jives together. So make sure you check out part 2 of this lesson on mrcross.org or on YouTube or on iTunes so you can see the conclusion of what's going to happen next.